Multiple fatalities after a stabbing rampage in a Sydney shopping centre. A man has been shot dead by police.
It was quite far, but you can still hear like bah, 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 bah. And I just saw people running around.
Also tonight, devoted to the defence of Israel, Joe Biden's promise as he warns of an imminent attack by Iran. The continuing exodus from Myanmar, thousands flee. We have the latest from the Thai border. And wind wings, saving fuel and reducing emissions. Could this be the future of commercial shipping? I'm Catalina Flores. This is SBS World News. Good evening. We begin tonight with a developing story in Sydney's eastern suburbs. A major incident has been declared at the Bondi Junction Westfield. It's one of the city's most popular shopping centres. This is what we know so far. Emergency services were called to the scene just before 4 local time this afternoon. They were responding to reports of multiple people being stabbed. Police confirm 5 people were killed in the attack. Police also confirm they also shot the alleged attacker. Witnesses say they were hiding inside retail stores as shoppers ran out. The centre was evacuated and then locked down. Crowds of people were left outside as paramedics attended to the scene. Pictures have been emerging on social media from inside the centre that appear to show the attacker, and witnesses on the ground have described what happened. Here's what they've had to say.
We heard gunshots and everyone just ran, and then they shut up shop and took us through.
Yeah, better than the people who were hurt, unfortunately, so I think we're quite lucky.
A short time ago, New South Wales Police have given an update on the situation. Here's what they've had to say.
About 3:10 this afternoon, a male walked into Westfield at Bondi Junction.
Could the power of wind take cargo ships back to the future? And weather makes life tough for the entire field at the US Masters Golf. Could a revolution in commercial shipping be about to take place? Was Prime Minister Anthony Albanese. We will hear from AFP Commissioner Rhys Kershaw shortly. Well, time now for sport with Brianna Holden. And Brianna, the wind in Georgia has made life tough for golfers at the Masters tournament.
Yeah, Catalina, you wouldn't envy the guys out on the course today. Gusts of over 50 kilometres an hour made the already tricky Augusta course even harder to navigate. No surprise then that the leaderboard has become congested with 3 players tied on 6 under, while Cameron Davis is the best placed Australian 3 shots off the pace.
The weather helped produce the highest average single round of scoring at the Masters since 2016. The average scorecard today was over 75, and a sign of just how difficult the conditions were was made clear for Gary Woodland. He was sizing up a par putt at the 16th, only for his ball to be blown further away from the hole.
Taking that golf ball and going to send it down the slope.
For overnight leader and now co-leader Bryson DeChambeau, it wasn't just the wind blowing that was the problem, but also knowing when it was going to stop.
Wow. Look at him. He's like, where's the wind?
World number 1, Scotty Scheffler, went into a share of the lead with this putt at the 10th. After his round, he said there was no hiding place from the conditions.
I think when the wind's blowing that hard, it's hard to find times in the round to relax. I mean, even if you're standing on the side of the green, there was times today where I'd be standing on the side of the green and you get hit in the face with sand flying out of the bunkers. I mean, it was nuts out there.
For Max Homer, being in a share of the lead made a tough day at the office a little easier to bear.
Time for the lead.
Struck the ball really well. I've really done everything quite well on the golf course, but most proud of what's gone on with our course management and just controlling thoughts and expectation and all that.
Cam Smith battled his way around in even par to join fellow Aussie Cam Davis in the top 10, just 5 shots off the lead, and both are in with a serious shot at the green jacket at the halfway stage.
I felt like I battled well and made some nice putts to keep the momentum.
Tiger Woods was one of several players that had to finish off their first rounds today, and that meant he played 23 holes. His success in securing a record 24th consecutive Masters cut, which was set at 6 over par, even more remarkable.
I'm here. I got a chance to win the golf tournament. I'm done. I got my 2 rounds in. Just need some food and some caffeine, and I'll be good to go.
Coffee may be the key to him claiming a 6th green jacket, but there's no chance for fellow big names Jordan Spieth and Justin Thomas, who missed the cut. They're joined by the 2 most recent major champions in Wyndham Clark and Brian Harman in watching the action unfold on television. John Baldock, SBS World News.
The 2024 Super Netball season is underway, with the Giants losing to last season's semi-finalists, the West Coast Fever. The Giants held a slender lead midway through the first quarter, but despite 6 new faces on the Fever roster, the visitors quickly exerted their authority on the game, Fever making the perfect start to the season, running away to a 19-goal victory. A late try from Dallin Watene-Zelezniak helped the Warriors to a draw with Manly in the NRL this afternoon. Daly Cherry Evans was out of the blocks flying, helping Manly to a 16-point lead, but Watene-Zelezniak gave the home fans something to cheer about. Sean Johnson's conversion then sent the game to golden point, where the sides couldn't be separated. And Novak Djokovic has beaten Australian Alex de Minaur to reach the last 4 of tennis's Monte Carlo Masters. His 7-5, 6-4 victory booked a semi-final meeting with Casper Ruud. Tough task for Alex de Minaur, facing tennis's most decorated for a spot in the Monte Carlo last 4. After pushing Djokovic all the way in the opening set, the second was a very different encounter. Not de Minaur's day, falling in straight sets. Djokovic through to his 77th ATP 1000 semi-final, surpassing another of Rafael Nadal's records.
He said at the net that it was ugly, in the second set. I think it was, we didn't play really at the high level. We made a lot of unforced errors, both him and I.
While on the other side of the draw, Jannik Sinner had a front row seat to Holger Rune's match against the chair umpire.
Time addition, warning, Mr. Rune.
After being handed a time violation, the Dane faced a barrage of booing from the crowd, his response then earning him a conduct violation, which didn't go down well.
Of course I can. It's like to say, be quiet. So you know what it's like of respect, that they're not quiet when I'm about to serve. I want to ask him the question on how you can give me that warning. So please.
A rattled Rune going home with a frustrating 3-set defeat, as well as his losses against the crowd and umpire. Sinner now set to face Stefanos Tsitsipas in the last 4, after the 2-time Monte Carlo winner made light work of Karen Khachanov.
Sure, set the match. Tsitsipas.
And that's the day in sport. And Catalina, just to note, the Central Coast Mariners are back on top of the table in a very tight A-League men's title race.
Thank you so much for the update, Bree. Well, coming up, the weather and more on the deadly stabbing spree at Westfield's Bondi Shopping Centre. To the weather forecast now in the major centres. Partly cloudy in Sydney, morning fog, then sunny in Canberra, partly cloudy in Melbourne, Hobart and Adelaide, sunny in Perth, partly cloudy in Darwin and Brisbane. Looking further afield, showers in Nadi, partly cloudy in Noumea, a few showers in Auckland. In Southeast Asia, thunder in Bangkok and Kuala Lumpur, drizzle in Jakarta and rain in Port Moresby. Further north, rain in Beijing, mostly sunny in Seoul, partly cloudy in Tokyo and partly cloudy also in Hanoi. Heading west, clear skies in Beirut and Tehran, rain in Islamabad, thunder in New Delhi and partly cloudy in Mumbai. To Europe now, rain in Stockholm and Moscow, cloudy in London, a fine day for Budapest and Madrid, mostly sunny in Athens. In Africa, drizzle in Algiers, partly cloudy in Cairo and Dakar, and showers in Nairobi. In South America, mostly sunny and 30 degrees in Caracas, a few showers for Bogota and La Paz, cloudy in Rio de Janeiro and rain in Buenos Aires. And for North America now, showers in Toronto and Honolulu, partly cloudy in San Francisco, a fine day in Washington and Miami, and partly cloudy in Mexico City. An update now to our top story on the fatal stabbing attack at Sydney's Bondi Junction. And the AFP Commissioner has been speaking in Canberra with the Prime Minister, who we heard from earlier. But let's listen now to an update from Commissioner Rhys Kershaw.
The AFP has deployed AFP members to the crime scene, and we've offered our full specialist capabilities such as digital forensics. It is too early to determine a motive, and it would be unhelpful to speculate. I want to reassure the community that the AFP is providing New South Wales Police with whatever support is required. And tonight I've also spoken with the New South Wales Police Commissioner and the Director General ASIO. And finally, I would like to give my condolences to the victims and families out there.
That was AFP Commissioner Rhys Kershaw there. And Opposition Leader Peter Dutton has also tweeted saying Australians will be in shock this evening at the tragic and terrifying events which have taken place at Westfield Bondi Junction. We grieve for the 5 people who have been killed. And just to recap, this is what has happened today. Police say 5 people have been confirmed dead and several others are in hospital. They believe the alleged attacker acted alone and he was shot dead by one of their officers. They say there is no ongoing threat in the area. They are yet to discover a motive, but say they are not ruling anything out. And these are what some witnesses have said.
We were just sitting down,
everywhere, and I asked them what happened, and there is a guy with a knife literally 20 meters away, and you just hear a gun go off, and you're just like, what's going on? Couldn't comprehend it, and then when I heard the gunshots, I was like, something obviously going on, and it was quite far, but you could still hear like, bah, 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 and I just saw people running around, so my instinct was just to put all the customers inside and close the shop.
So it's like scary, and like literally there's people stabbed in the store, on the floor.
Witnesses there to the Sydney stabbing speaking. That is the world this Saturday. I will be back with our news updates throughout the evening. For now, thank you for your company. I'm Catalina Flores from the team. Good night.